Hello everyone, and let's talk about reinventing, resetting association etiquette for the post-pandemic office. Now, associations face a unique series of challenges in adapting to the current hybrid and remote work environment. Many associations are finding themselves working in a hybrid context with some of their staff working remotely. Their members are, of course, experiencing a lot of hybrid remote work. Many people are looking to come to chapter meetings in a remote setting and some combinations of hybrid events. So there's some people in the office who are coming to a chapter event in person, some people who are coming in remotely. There are also some people coming to conferences remotely, and a lot of associations have new staff in the office and new volunteers who've never worked in an office before, or not much. Others forgot some office-based social skills, etiquette skills that they need to relearn as they're integrating into a hybrid work environment. And all of this association executives need to manage while serving diverse member needs. Now, a resumebuilder.com study showed that 45% of organizations already implemented etiquette training. Many others intend to do so, and 2/3 reported strong results from that etiquette training for making sure that their teams integrate effectively into physical and hybrid workspaces. They transition from outdated workplace decorum based on working remotely to in-person, inclusive, adaptive norms, and that these trainings can foster clarity, respect, and collaboration, and create a cohesive organizational culture. And it's important for associations not only to do this for their staff, but for their volunteers, and in terms of their chapter leaders, section leaders, board members, but also have some modeling of this for their members who are also facing this in their organizations. And so you want to help them out as well to learn this etiquette, and so provide them with this training through in-person training and webinars in their chapters and at your conferences. Now, what do you want to do with this etiquette training? What kind of things do you want to focus on? There are a number of things you want to focus on. One is communication skills, one is meeting management, another is conflict resolution, inclusion and equity, and the last is digital conduct. So these are the 5 areas that you need to focus on. For communication, what you want to focus on is providing active listening, constructive feedback, and adapting communication styles to those you're communicating with. So whenever I do these trainings, I find that this is a really serious issue. But for example, volunteer leaders struggle with managing member feedback constructively when it's a combination of in-person feedback and remote feedback, and kind of balancing that. And how do you communicate effectively and listen respectfully in those settings? Second component, meeting management. This includes tools for preparing for meetings, remote, in-person, equitable participation by everyone, and especially in hybrid formats. So for example, you want to ensure that remote members' input is weighed appropriately in chapter meetings and conferences alike. Okay, component 3 is going to be conflict resolution. De-escalation techniques and techniques for fostering empathy are going to be different in person and remote, and people kind of forgot about how to do that. So you want to do some role playing. I always do some role playing whenever I do these trainings for resolving various sorts of tensions. I especially see intergenerational tensions being a serious issue, with more young people preferring to be present remotely, while older people prefer to be present in the office, in the chapter meeting room, and that creates more tensions when you have different demographics present in different ways. Then component 4 is going to be inclusion and equity. So you want to address bias, microaggressions, and create belonging. Now, research shows that overwhelmingly, so there was a survey, for example, by Future Forum, which showed that 21% of knowledge workers want to work full-time in the office. The comparable numbers for Black knowledge workers, is 3%, because they still suffer from bias and microaggressions. And unfortunately, they still suffer from bias and microaggressions in associations as well as in their professional work. So you want to do tailored training for volunteer leaders and your staff and your members in diversity and inclusion, but especially for your volunteers and your staff. Next, digital content and professionalism is going to be the last component. So things like email etiquette, social media usage, online events, how to manage them effectively. So for example, how do chapters manage member engagement on various digital platforms? So those are the kinds of things that you want to focus on in your etiquette training. Here's a client case that I worked with. It's a National Healthcare Association which faced some communication issues and disengagement from especially people who are present remotely. So what we did was we did a needs assessment through surveys and some focus groups. Then based on the needs assessment and what we found about these challenges, we did some customized training with real life scenarios and had some interactive role playing for more difficult conversations and hybrid meetings. And then we provided them with ongoing support with toolkits and templates for that association in particular. That helped improve their communication, their collaboration, and member satisfaction, which boosted member retention and member attendance at meetings. Great. And more people came to meetings in person as well. So, as an association leader, you want to think about leading by example and customize the training for chapter-specific needs, have continuous feedback from volunteers and from members and from staff about improving whatever it is you're working on with your etiquette. For example, hosting regular listening sessions with chapter leaders. So, as we come to the end, recapping key points, remember the importance of etiquette training in hybrid association environments. Have strategic design for inclusivity and professionalism, and make sure that you have real-world impact through tailored implementation and continuous listening and feedback from your staff and your volunteers. So that's why I want to call on you to commit to fostering a culture of excellence through etiquette training for hybrid association work. If you have any questions, email me at gleb@disasteravoidanceexperts.com. That's gleb@disasteravoidanceexperts.com. And make sure to subscribe to this channel wherever you check this out for more videos like this.